Anyway, it's a philosophical problem. It's a big philosophical problem actually. But I will try to make you understand very clearly and simply and easily. So first of all, the title. The title may be the center of the universe, and the subjectivity and the cognitive centrality. Okay, এই তিনটা বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো. What is the center of the universe? Suppose this is the universe. Can you see it? Okay. Suppose this is the universe. Though the universe is not actually round or circle, actually the universe has no shape. We know the universe is extended in either directions infinitely. For our discussion, just we are saying this, that this is the world. Okay, the world. The world is what? Infinite. Infinite. Okay. So has the world any center? What is the center?
Me.
No.
Myself.
No. The physical world. This world, this earth, the star, this galaxy, all this universe. Has there any center in the world? No, actually there is no center in the world. In the real physical world, there is no center. The world is extended in all the directions infinitely. Okay? If you go this way, infinitely. If you go that way, infinitely. How many, directions that you can go? Even you can go in infinite number of directions. The length is infinite. Actually, we can say this is that the world is what? Infinite. This is not a good infinite. Okay. Infinite. Anyway, we know that the world has no center. It is extended in all the directions infinitely. This is physically. But in our knowledge and existence, in our cognitive subjectivity, of course there are centers of the universe. How many centers? How many centers of the universe cognitively? Centers of the world. How? It is infinite. Okay, let us start the game. You can say that this is a philosophical game. You, your elder sister, your mother and me. We are 4. Okay? When you are thinking about something, you are seeing me, you are having some interaction or doing anything, you are the center. You are the center of your family. You, Rahnuma, is the center. So, at the nearest of the center, who are those? Your father, your mother, and your elderly sister. From your sister's point of view, she is the center, and can you see it? Your father, your mother, and you actually is the nearest circle. Okay? Likewise, for your mother, she is the center, and the nearest is her husband, that is your father, your elderly sister, and you actually. And it is also applicable for your father. So, when I see something, I think something from my epistemic point of view, from my knowledge, whatever I think, I is the center. If I am right, doesn't matter, I am the center. If I am wrong, doesn't matter, I am the center. Because when I am wrong, I am the center. If I am wrong, who is gonna take the responsibility of this, falsehood, wrongness? You. Okay? If you are right, then you are center. If you are wrong, still then you are center. If you don't know, still you are center. If you know something, you are center. No matter you know it for sure or not, or true or false or whatever. So, cognitively, in the world, there are so many centers. How many centers? Infinite number of centers. The number of the entities, the number of the persons equals the number of the center. How many persons there? All the men has come in this earth, has got birth and died, and we are alive. If you count the number, it can be n number. Okay. So, can you say that man is equal to n? Can you say this? A specific number? Because there are so many people to come in this world. How many people? That you don't know. So, n plus infinity is equal to infinity. The number of the man in this world is infinity. If we count all the men that has come, that will be coming. Okay? So, how many centers? Infinite centers. So, physically the world has no center, but cognitively we have center. So, from your point of view, your Rahnuma is the center of your cognitivity, and at the nearest circle is your father, your mother and your sister, and the outer circle your cousins. Okay, and the next circle your relatives, the next circle your countrymen, the next circle your continent man, the next circle the whole person that are in the world. Still you do have some more things, because if you think that the star, the moon, when you see the moon, when you think about the moon is an object of your knowledge, isn't it? Okay? So, when you look at the moon, you like it, or suppose you don't like it. It is your moon. When I see at the moon, I think something. When you see at the moon, you think something. This something and this something could be equal, could be unequal. Okay? So your world is your world. My world is my world. You are something very important, leaving my daughter and so affectionate, and some person that I don't like and I hate. That person, he or she, also someone in my world. So, me and my world. There is no neutral world. Though physically the world is neutral. Physically the world has no center, but cognitively the world has so many centers, and every living automata, broadly or specifically every human being, is a center, is a cognitive center. What does it mean, cognitive? Cognitive means by knowledge. Knowledge, from your knowledge. Maybe your knowledge is incomplete, maybe your knowledge is complete, maybe your knowledge is right, maybe your knowledge is wrong. Maybe your knowledge is relevant, maybe your knowledge is irrelevant. Whatever it is, if it is a knowledge, it must be knowledge of someone. So, the very knowledge that we are discussing about is a knowledge of...
Relevant manner?
Relevant means it is connected. It is connected. Relevant means connected. It is concerned. Okay? When you are writing, pen is relevant, suppose. Okay. Then come to the... So, whatever we have just discussed is the cognitive subjectivity. You know what is subjectivity? Subjectivity, I am a subject, you are a subject, she is a subject. All the persons are individual subjects. Okay. Whenever you say something about me, you think about something me, you look about me, or look at me, or something, or whatever, or at this pen. When you say that this is pen, then the pen is the object of your knowledge and you are the subject. When you say about something about me, then I am the object of your knowledge and you are the subject. In either situation, all of your knowledge, or all of my knowledge, all of knowledge of everyone else is knowledge of a person, knowledge of a subject. So, from cognitive, that means epistemic, that means knowledge point of view, there must be center. Who is in the center? The person is in the center. So, subjectivity means the personhood, the owner of the knowledge, who is claiming the knowledge. So, whenever I say that I know this, something, I know that P, okay? I know that P. So I is the subject, P is the object of my knowledge. Okay. Whenever we say something about the world, suppose this is the world. Though world is infinite, we cannot make a circle and say that this is the world, because world is infinite. But in our cognitive calculation, in our knowledge discussion, in our writing, in our speaking, in our language, we objectify the world as a circle or as an object of knowledge. When you say that the world has a creator, or the world has no creator, whatever you say, world is the object of your knowledge and you are the subject of the knowledge. So the first point that we have discussed, that the world has no center physically, but cognitively the world has so many centers and the real number of the centers is uncountable. That's why we say that it is infinite. That means endless. The number is endless. So whenever you say the world is this, the world is that, are you within the world or outside the world?
Within the world.
Physically you are within the world, but cognitively you are beyond the world. Because we have discussed earlier, knowledge is a relation between the subject and the object. Object of knowledge and the subject of knowledge. Person is the subject of knowledge. Okay. Then whenever you say about something, the world, the universe has a beginning, suppose the proposition is, then you are saying something about the universe. Then you, Rahnuma, is the subject and the universe is the object of your knowledge. So are you within the universe or outside the universe? Cognitively you are outside, but physically you are inside. This is a paradox. This is something very peculiar. Okay? And then the last point we are going to discuss is the identity of the person. Okay? So we have seen that the relation between the subject and the object of knowledge is such that even the world itself is an object of knowledge. Even you yourself could be an object of your knowledge. When you think about yourself, you are the subject, one part, you are the object, another part. It is something like you have answered a question and you are examining the script actually. It may happen. So, knowledge is always a subject and object relation. Clear? Okay? So, knowledge must have subjective singularity. When we say that our knowledge, universal knowledge, true knowledge, that means not that I assume that it is true, then it has become true. Not that I guess that I wish that it is true, then it is true. True, whatever is true, is objective, is universal, is not subject dependent. Actually, matter is not that. Every knowledge is subject dependent. Then how, if my knowledge is my knowledge, your knowledge is your knowledge, how can we build knowledge of a community? Universal knowledge, or that we can justify, how can we build it? Because my one is my one, your one is your one, at the same time mysteriously, paradoxically, we don't know how, my one is exactly your one. Whenever you see this whiteboard, you see, do you see it? Of course you see it. This whiteboard, she is seeing your mother, I also seeing. I see it from close, you are a bit distant and she is more distant. But we are seeing the same whiteboard. Are we? How? From her distant point of view, it is a bit smaller than you. From your point of view, it is a bit bigger to me and a bit smaller to you. Objects are different. How can you assume that you are seeing the same whiteboard? Okay? Actually, we cognitively build up. We just, make an arithmetic. We have a fusion. We actually believe that we are seeing the same whiteboard. Because if we don't take that, we are seeing the same whiteboard and we take something other, whatever all these things, taking that the same whiteboard we are seeing is more justified than to assume that we are seeing different things. Somehow or other we become agreed. And there is a word in English for this peculiarity. It is tacit. T-S-C-I-T. Tacit agreement. Okay, we have discussed something and we have gone to an agreement. This is verbal agreement or bilateral agreement or something like this. But whenever I am thinking about something without discussing, without communicating, you are concerned with that one, you are also thinking about the same one. And all of a sudden you said that, let's do it. Actually, I shouted that, okay, I am also very interested to do it, and I was actually thinking to say it to you. This is tacit agreement, okay? If we dream in the night and we dream the same dream with the same person, then actually we can relate to each other about the dream as like as we have experienced it personally, physically earlier, okay? So, how do we agree with each other about our experience? We don't know, but we assume it. This is our meta, what should I say? This is our grand narrative. This is our, paradigm. And we don't have any other way to rely on our experience. Okay? But our experience actually do not give us knowledge until we process all these experiences within the framework of our cognitive capacity. Okay, we. So what is we? What are you? Who is me? Who is she? You can draw a picture of sheep, okay? Passport size picture or a full size picture or a nude picture. Doesn't matter. Is she? If you just put me without passport size, without full size, without nude size, if you just attach me, suppose I am standing here, okay? Me. But does it similar, this writer and me?
No.
But we assume that we are the same person. Okay. Then leave all these complexities. Let us erase all these things. Think about me. I am the person. Suppose I am not so expert in drawing. You may draw it better. Okay. These are the hands. These are the legs. Okay. These are the beards. Okay. Bald-headed. So we have some ears. Okay. Okay. I'm the person. Suppose in an accident I have lost one of my hand. Am I Mr. 100%? Still, I am the same person without the hand. You have got the catch. If I lost all of my body except the brain, I am the same person. Okay? Then you go on. You just erase all these things. Only the brain. I am the brain. Okay, am I the same person? Am I the same person? If we identify the brain is the person. If the brain is the person and if the brain is the person. If suppose 0.1% of my brain is damaged and it has been replaced, by artificial neurons and whatever. So as we can replace our cornea, we can replace our bone, we can replace some organs with artificial ones. Okay, in some advancement of science later, a few decades later on, if the brain has, suppose the person's brain has been replaced with 5%, then who is the person? The original brain has 95% and 5% is a replaced brain. Then who is the person?
Still me.
How? My point is that from your cognitive point of view, your family member, your relatives, your countrymen, your continent man, the whole world, all this, you can go on infinitely. Okay? To the bigger one. If you roll back to yourself without the body, the brain, and if you see through the brain, if you just open your brain, okay, or if you are a brain scientist, neuroscientist, you are doing an operation in my brain, do you feel me as like as I feel you? You'll feel my brain as a stuff, as a meat, as a meatball, something.
Yeah.
You can touch it, but you will not get the subjective feeling that I feel. Why do I feel actually? That is the point. Who is me? Thank you.